Hi, my name's Keith and I'm known as the Florida Stone Man, and today I'm going to be talking to you all about Archangel Sabathiel. And I haven't talked about Sabathiel too much until recently because, coming from an angelologist, once you have a certain amount of angels, every so often a new angel will reveal themselves to you. So that's really cool. It just happens like that because we have a connection with so many angels as to certain angels will not step forth until you master connections with current angels. So, and this is going to be a very good video for you guys because it'll help you connect to Archangel Sabathiel. So this is the Archangel of Spiders, the Archangel of Patience. So, from some of the visions I've had from Archangel Sabathiel, he basically helps pull people to heaven in by a web. What do I mean by that? Is he introduces the element of a spider in a web. So this is his main mechanism of teaching. This is what he's assigned to. His energy form is very different than any other angels, which is pretty cool. So you might even see this angel as a spider when you get approached by this angel. So certain angels will be presented as snakes or serpents, such as Raphael. So it just depends how the angel wants to introduce himself to you. I should say that not everyone should be getting visits from Archangel Raphael as a snake, but it's personal to your connection. So let's dive into Archangel Sabathiel, because this is going to be one of those more brief videos, but this angel teaches patience, or this angel has the energy of patience around him, and he basically comes around when God sends him, and he sticks around as a guardian angel, so you can understand the aspect of patience. Why would God send this angel? It's because usually when you have this angel introducing themselves to you, there's a very large blessing on the way, but it requires patience. So patience, I've taught about this in past videos, and this angel could be around you right now. You could be seeing this angel and not even know it, but sometimes, like I said, angels will wait till they introduce themselves to you. So why would an angel do this? It's because, like I said, it's on the connections aspect. So if you're someone who hasn't even learned the name of your guardian angel, because what do you mean by guardian angel? There's Saint Michael the Archangel, there's Raphael, there's a whole bunch of angels, there's Gabriel. So until you start developing your connection with them and being consistent, because a lot of people are not consistent with their connections. Archangel Raziel, Archangel Jehudiel, Archangel Ariel. So, and I'll teach about many more angels in the future too, including Archangel Azrael, which is pretty cool. And I'm going to teach about so many different angels coming up in the future. So that's the angel of death, and people like, the angel of death. And it took me a while to connect to Archangel Azrael, because that angel in particular, online just doesn't have information that's correct about certain angels. So with Archangel Metatron, for example, Archangel Metatron was never a human. There's just misinformation that's being put online that's not really helping people, and it's kind of like fictitious. It's very fairy tale like, and it takes away from the aspect of God's angels and the glory of him sending his angels for you. So Archangel Sabathiel will manifest through spiders. So you'll see spiders pop up just in the weirdest places. So you'll be chilling in the kitchen, you see a spider. I hope you guys are not killing them, because the spiders are very good luck, especially daddy long legs. But Archangel Sabathiel is really, really cool because he manifests through spiders, and he's saying, okay, there's a new beginning on the way. There's a new beginning. It requires patience, and for you to master that aspect about yourself. I can safely say most people just push away blessings from them, or really can't maintain blessings because they're not patient. I'm going to give you some examples. This is in every aspect of your life. So let's just say you're impatient when it comes to job interviews, or you're impatient when it comes to you looking for a job, and now you're angry and you're applying to every place, and you're going through interviews, and your energy is just not right when you're not patient. So you're literally pushing blessings away from you by chasing after things. So does a spider chase after things? No, it waits till something flies into its web, and then it goes up and it wraps it with spider web, and the thing can't leave, and then it reaps the harvest of the fly going in its web. And this is a really cool thing as well. So spiders are associated with killing flies, and flies are associated with the devil and any kind of demons and any kind of beings of darkness. So this angel, Archangel Sabathiel, helps you master not getting attacked by demons by being patient, because a lot of people will get attacked when they're on a rush. So if you're seeing spiders, it could be on your phone, on your TV, you could just be seeing spiders in your dreams, etc. And what does it mean when you see poisonous spiders? Poisonous spiders can mean a lurking threat, or there's a very venomous aspect about your energy that you have to improve because it's attracting certain things to you. So Archangel Sabathiel is really cool. He's very kind, he's very sweet, he's humorous, he's pretty funny, but he'll have you learning patience. So Archangel Sabathiel literally wants you to slow down. So he'll even tell you, for some of the people who can hear them outside the ears or inside their mind, you'll hear a voice in your head say, slow down. And it's him just being like, okay, you're going a little too fast. If you want to catch your blessings, you gotta slow down. So what happens when we're not balanced? What happens when we rush? What happens when we push blessings away from us? It puts us in a never-ending cycle. So some people are actually in a position where they have not seen their blessings yet because they're so impatient. And I just talked about it as to the aspect of finance. Oh, the aspect of finances. This is a really good example. For small business owners, you need all the patience in the world, or you require all the patience in the world, because your business that's a small business doesn't grow overnight. You're not ever supposed to expect your small business to take off overnight. Anything that takes off overnight can also end overnight too. So that web that's built, a strong web, is a web that's going to actually hold. If the web is quickly made, then it'll probably blow away. And you can see that with certain spiders who make webs too quickly, and the web just gets disintegrated. Now, let's talk about this in aspects of love, because I use this in every example. Let's just say you're impatient in love. This makes you very unattractive. And people are like, I disagree. Well, if you're literally yelling and screaming at someone because, and this could be in friendships, if this could be in actual romantic relationships, if you're yelling and screaming at someone, the person's thinking about how to get away from you because they feel very uncomfortable and attacked. So if you're not patient when it comes to your love life, when it be friendships or maybe romantic, then you're going to run the person off. If you ever pay attention to the people who are the most looked at in public or the most attractive in public, it doesn't even matter about their looks, but those people, when they're just nice and chill and concerned with themselves, everyone's looking at them, and other people will look at them, and other people will look at the people looking at them, and they become magnetic simply because they're on a frequency of them attracting love to them simply by loving themselves. So what happens if you see someone constantly, and this could be anyone, this could be the world's most attractive person, male or female, if that person's chasing after whoever, and they're just running after them, and they're just literally chasing people, it's a giant turnoff. That's not how, and that's how people end relationships, is that the person feels so constricted is because the other person's not patient. So when you're patient and you give people room to breathe, it helps the relationship in a friendship or even in a relationship setting. Oh, this is good, because I'm going to use love, wealth, and abundance, and I'm going to talk about spiritual gifts. So Archangel Sabathiel will also teach patience in aspects of spiritual gifts. Usually when you work with Archangel Sabathiel, because you have to talk to God first to be able to connect to Archangel Sabathiel, because these are God's angels. You can't work with angels unless you talk to God. People are like, well, I disagree. You're not talking to an angel then. Okay, so when you're talking to Archangel Sabathiel, and when it comes to your spiritual gifts, you have to understand spiritual gifts take time. So eventually I get like a spider in the background. It might freak people out, but that's one thing about people like, oh, I'm scared of spiders. Well, you have to think about, and I'm going to get back to this example in a second. What is it? Every time you're scared of something, it holds your shadow aspects. And I'm going to give you an example. For people who are scared of horses, they have a problem enduring. So basically, when something will pop up, that person's flight or fight reactions will not serve them best, so that person will run away, they'll get angry, etc. So let's just say you're scared of, and if you're scared of butterflies, it means you're scared of transformation. So you're scared of the transformation that's going to come. It's not a very comfortable transformation. So if you're scared of, and just take anything you're scared of, and like, for example, even cockroaches. So why are people scared of cockroaches? Because they're so resilient. A shadow aspect about yourself is that some people don't feel resilient, so that's an energy aspect about themselves that basically will have them feeling unsure. So when it comes to spiders, what do spiders represent? What does Archangel Sabathiel represent? Represents patience, and just taking your time to do things and waiting for your blessings to come to you while you do everything you're supposed to be doing. So like I said, the spider will find a cool place to build its web, like a very nice place to build its web. So you do your part in building your web, you wait for, and it has to be, and this is a huge thing as well, is that you have to build your web in the right spots. So build your web in a place that flies are actually going to go to, or any kind of form of life is going to get trapped in the web. So same thing with opportunities, or same thing with your spiritual gifts. So are you building your webs in the right places? Are you, when it comes to wealth and abundance, are you actually networking correctly? Are you building your web in the right places? Are you just doing it from a place that's not going to best serve you? When it comes to your love life, are you actually putting yourself out there? Are you becoming patient when you're going out in public, or you expect people to come knocking to your door? When it comes to friendships, are you in a position to where you're attracting friendships? Are you mean and just pushing people away from you? So build your web in the right places. So by building the web, it basically states that you're building a web in a sense that you're becoming magnetic to something because you're open to receiving it, but you're patient as well. Back to my topic of spiritual gifts, because this is a really important one. When it comes to the topic of spiritual gifts, you have to understand your gifts can take a long time to open. Anytime you try to rush your spiritual gifts to open, they open 100 times slower. So what happens if you're just rushing your spiritual gifts? You're not going to see them open because, number one, God will wait till you're patient. And number two, you have to expect your gifts to be gradual. So when your gifts are gradually opening and you have the patience and you're doing, let's just say you're meditating, you're most importantly talking to God, you're just putting the energy and the effort out to being consistent, that spider is eventually going to get something in its web. So Archangel Sabathiel teaches us that with patience, we can attract wealth, abundance, love, anything we desire through the Most High God. Now, a little more about Archangel Sabathiel is that, like I said, he's associated with patience, everything about patience. So what about spiders that you should know about? Well, cunning, tenacity, because spiders can be pretty brave. So sometimes we have to have an aspect about ourselves to be able to be a little bit brave to achieve our blessings. So, and one thing you have to know too is sometimes a spider's web will break and it will disintegrate, or someone will walk through it. Now, a good example of this is that you build your opportunities, and let's just say someone from your past pops up and they distract you and the web broke. Do you give up and not build another web, or do you build another web and you stay patient? So it might take you 5 webs before you get some of the best flies or the best spot. But once you get that spot, if you ever pay attention to when spiders make webs, is that they'll make webs around every place and they'll start reproducing like crazy. So same thing applies to you. So when it comes to your love life, your financial life, your spiritual gift set, you're going to start reproducing in every aspect and you're going to see what you have flourish. I'll give you an example as well. For people who try to rush into stocks, they end up losing a lot of money. For people who are patient with stocks and are taking the time to learn, they do pretty well. Eventually, they'll do pretty well even if they don't see immediate success. They always seem to learn something new, which is very valuable. So Archangel Sabathiel has everything to do with patience. Now, what else? Because he's going to manifest through spiders. Like I said, if you're seeing poisonous spiders, it means there's someone around you who's not good for you, like maybe just like brown recluses, for example. You have to really pay attention and make sure it's just, you're not just opening your door and letting these things in. So if you're seeing poisonous spiders, it means there's a threat nearby. Someone's going to threaten your energy. For example, I remember a long time ago, I had a guest, and that guest was really bad energy. And before the guest showed up, I saw a poisonous spider. And I'm like, okay. I told my family, I was just like, okay, this guest is going to be really bad. And they're just like, okay. And the guest was actually horrible. But Archangel Sabathiel manifested through spiders to try to warn me. So, like I said, this angel, when you talk to God, who has the most angels? People who pray and talk to God. Because God loves you so much that he'll send so many angels to where you really don't even, you don't even know how many angels you have. What is a crystal associated with Archangel Sabathiel? The number 1 crystal is bronzite. Bronzite is a very powerful crystal because this crystal is literally a patience crystal. This is literally a patience crystal. So bronzite is one of the only crystals, but people are like, oh, it's a return to sender crystal. This crystal is ultimately about patience. So, when you wear bronzite, it'll have you withstanding people yelling and screaming at you, and you'll just look at them and you'll just be like this. Versus, because if you engage, then you engage in their karma as well. So Archangel Sabathiel is associated with bronzite because that crystal is such a patient stone. People think of it as a return to sender stone. It sends negative energy back to people because you're so patient, and their energy just goes back to them anyway. So that's how you can think of that. If you have any questions, ask them in the comment section. Until then, I'll see you guys next time. Ciao, and make sure you check out FloridaStoneman.com.